Hello everyone, it's Sherry. How you doing today? Welcome to my channel and thank you for joining me. This is a little craft with me I'm doing today. I've been working on using some more of my pattern paper and pattern tissue, and I made these, so I wanted to share with you how I did them. This is how I'm calling these done. So you can call them tags, you can call them journaling cards, but I topped them here. These little pictures are digital printouts from ShabbyDabbyDooDah, her ephemera kit, which I'll link below this video. But it has different kind of themes of ephemera in the kits that I'm using. So like I used some in my cookbook journal, and now I'm using some in my sewing journal, and they actually have little sewing machines in these pictures. Like this one has a Singer sewing machine, and this one has a sewing machine, and like that. So I'm going to show you, let's see, so I made 5 here, and I made, put different toppers on them, like I'm going to call these the toppers, and I'm going to show you my favorite one is, my favorite 2 are these 2 with the just kind of raggedy little top on them. Let's see, let me tie this one there. There we go, a little bit different. This one's a little bit longer. I might cut that one a little shorter. It's a little bit long, I think. I like this one. This is a perfect length, but this one's a little bit bigger, so anyway, I thought that was, I don't know why that's my favorite. So without delay, let's make them 1 or 2 here together. But these are the other ones, just in case, for an example of what you can do. This topper is also an eyelet. Those were tied through eyelets. And this one is 3 layers. It's got a piece of wallpaper, a piece of torn fabric strip, and kind of like muslin or gauze. You could use cheesecloth, and then this one is on a bulb pin put through that eyelet. This one's just those same 3 layers but glued on like a cluster, and this one just has a little lace bow that is glued on. So I thought we'd make a couple of these together, and I'll show you what I did. So first of all, I collaged like this on a file folder. This is a file folder on the back. I'm trying not to get it messy because this is going to be your writing surface, right? Trying to get glue and stuff on here, which I might be failing at that. It's already distressed, right? But then, so I used pattern paper. I used strips because when I cut it up, I want some of each in my journaling card or tag. So you can see that I have a strip of the pattern paper here, and I've got the pattern tissue in the middle. It might even be still be drying, but whatever it is doing it, I think it's okay to go ahead and cut it up. So I'm going to use my little printouts here. These are printed out on file folder also. This one's more of a stylish one, like instead of sewing. So I'm going to use this sewing. These 2 are the same. Let's use this one, 2 different ones. A big one and a little one. And so I'm just using these as my template as to how I cut my, let's put this over here. As to how I cut my file folder here, my collaged file folder. So let's see. I want a little border. What I do with those is put a little border around, around the whole outside, a little bit on the sides, more on the top, and just a little bit on the bottom. So let's go ahead and cut this off. And see, I'm going to leave enough room there on the top for that bow, or that little tie-off fabric piece. So. And I don't really need too much on the bottom, so I just cut it like that, just to kind of measure what size I need. And then I'm putting my extra pieces over here. And then this is a smaller one, so let's see. Let's see where I want to put this. It doesn't really matter. I'm just trying to get a good cutting spot here. Let's cut it. Let's put it right here. I want it down a little bit. I want a border, so let's cut. I want to save as much of this as possible without cutting all the way across, so I can use the bigger pieces for my other ephemera here. So let me cut like this, a little bit over there. See, I didn't go all the way across. And then I'll cut down to that. Let's see how wide do I want it? About like that. No, about like that. Okay, so let me pull that over. So something like that. think, yeah, it's cut. Okay, good. We're good to go. All right, so then what I did was distress around the pieces of, digital printouts. And yeah, these are, I think I said these are from ShabbyDabbyDooDah, and I'll have her ephemera kits that I've been using in the last couple of months linked below. But these have beautiful colors on them, and they have the different themes and different, so many different things that you can just use in all of your journals, because I just can picture myself using these and keeping these handy, you know what I mean? So there's that one. We're just doing 2. I'm just doing really a quick swipe, not really trying to distress it. I just want to get some of that white or light edge off. And so, it is distressing it, but it just kind of is too new looking, you know what I mean? So I want to give it a little bit of an aged look there. This one has a little more here in the corner. Okay. So that we're done with. And then I used, I went ahead and used, I think I used Fabri-Tac to glue these down so they're nice and glued down. I used I used a glue stick to glue down the paper on here, but I figured, I put a layer on there, like a thick layer of glue stick, because I want to really see how it does. And also I'm going to be layering some stuff on top of here, so I'm not really worried about, if it did try to come up, it won't be able to, because it's going to have these pieces glued on top with Fabri-Tac, you know what I mean? And if you don't put too much on them where you can't sew around them, or I could sew around them, I guess, before I might try that, because I didn't sew around the other ones, because I put the stuff on there, the eyelets, and I put some buttons on there, and by that time it was too late to think about sewing on there. And I kind of put them down in the right-hand corner, bottom right-hand corner, so that I have room here. That might be a little bit too far, but it'll be all right. I could always cut some off there too. But yeah, I kind of put them, same with those, put them down in the bottom right-hand corner, so I could leave room for decorating on the other side and on the top. And I think it worked out really well. But like I said, I might pause and go sew around these before we finish. I just thought of that, because I couldn't sew on the other ones. And I did want to. I just realized after I put all the stuff on there that, oh, I can't sew around these now. Oh well. So yeah, so let me do that. Let me go sew around these. I think I might cut a sliver off here. I feel like it's pretty wide, and I didn't really want it that wide. Let me cut a sliver off, and then I'm going to go sew, and I'll be right back. So I will pause for just a second. Hey guys, I'm back. I did some sewing on there, just sewed some straight stitch around the edges there. So we have some not sewn that I showed you at first, and these are sewn, and so you don't have to. That just go, just showing you don't have to sew on them, but I did a little sewing. So I have the buttons. I put a button on each one of these, a little heart button, that I received these in Happy Mail, and so I have a couple left here. And oh, here's a blue one. Let's see how this looks. Let's see. This lady has pink on her dress, so I'll use the pink one here. And then there's some blue here. Oh, that would look pretty. Oh, that is so pretty. Okay, so Fabri-Tac. On the other one I learned I need to put I tried to put it on the journaling card first, and it just ended up with too much glue, so I'm putting it on the button now. And then putting it on, so that way hopefully I won't get too much glue. Because I don't want my Fabri-Tac to show, you know what I mean? Because it could be shiny and stuff like that. So if I can help it, I don't want it to show. So this is a little kind of lacy blue button. So pretty. I've never seen anything like that before. Okay, so there we go. Thank you to my friend who sent these to me. You know who you are. But yeah, these are really cool buttons. I got them out tonight, and I hadn't used any of them. I was like, I need to use some of these buttons. So there's the button. What else did I do? So next I poked a hole with my crocodile, and I used the big hole. So we're going to do that and put some eyelets in here. let's see. Yeah, so I wanted to tell you about my sewing machine. I had mentioned that it was having a couple issues, and I was asking, like, does anybody know what, if there's any way to fix that, or, whatever. So what the issue was, one issue was the let me make sure I'm putting that, yeah. The bobbin was not winding. And so last night I needed a bobbin wound, and so I was like, well, let me try it again, see if it's going to work this time, because, last time it didn't work, and I had to use my other sewing machine. But I didn't want to, I wanted this one to work. I didn't want it to, I didn't want to give up on it. So I got it all ready to go, and I pushed it over, it started to wind, and it didn't do anything again. So I was like, oh, shoot, let me try again. I'm not giving up, So I took it, it was ready to go. I took it and pushed it over to the left really hard, like, it made it really click into place when it's, in the off position when you're getting ready to wind. And it made kind of a big clicking sound, maybe a little bit louder than normal. And then I pushed it back over, ready to wind in the, to the right, and it worked. So I'm just saying, I'm just letting you know in case that happens to your sewing machine. Don't give up on it. Maybe make sure it's engaged. It had to disengage to engage and work or something. I don't know, but it's working now. So very happy about that. And the other issue was my presser foot wasn't raising. Now, maybe a really super experienced sewing machine expert would know this, or maybe not. Maybe just a little bit. Now I know, so I'm not calling myself super experienced or anything, but I just know what I did wrong here now, and what I had done when my presser foot wouldn't go back up. So I was having to, it wouldn't stay up. It would go up, and I could put my, sewing under it, and then let it go, and it would go back down, but it wouldn't stay up is what I'm trying to say. It wouldn't stay up in the up position. So what I had done was use a different presser foot on there. Okay, I got my eyelets in here, I think. Let me see. Yeah, I had used a different presser foot on a project, and then took it off, put the regular one on there, and I thought I put it on right. It was working. I used my sewing machine a lot since I changed it back to the normal one. And let's see, let me think for a second. Okay, so now I need a piece to do it like the other one. 2 pieces. This is torn fabric, kind of a gauzy fabric. And you can use muslin. You can use anything you want. I'm just telling you what I'm using. And then some lace. Where's my lace? I just had it. Here it is. Hiding under my ruler. Yeah, but I just noticed last night when I was sewing. Again, like everything happened. I fixed everything this past week, and I was so happy. My sewing machine's not on its last leg like I thought it was. So, yeah, I noticed my presser foot was loose, and like it was going to come off. I'm like, what the heck? Because I knew I had changed it, and I was like, I thought I tightened it down. I mean, it was tight, and it was working, but then last night, I guess it got looser, and it looked like it was coming off. So I got my little screwdriver and tightened it down really tight, like tight as I could make it with my screwdriver in my hand. And I tightened it up, and sure enough, that's all it needed was the regular presser foot needed to be tightened up, and then guess what? Yes, it worked again. It stayed up, so all fixed up now, and glad my sewing machine's not going to die. But what's next? It's just going to stop working or something, because I have had a sewing machine do that before. My previous one, but I didn't use it that much, my previous one, and I took it out one day to use it out of the closet, and it didn't work. Like, it just, no power. Nothing I could do nothing I could do would make it get power, and I didn't use it that much, so it was weird that it didn't work anymore. But that's how it is. It was just it was the base brother. And then after that, I got this one, which is the Project Runway. So a little bit, one step up pretty much. So, and I love this one with all the stitches. So yeah, if this one died, I would have to get another one of these because I really love all the using all the different little stitches. Even if I don't use them enough, I do use them once in a while, and it's just nice to have them. So I'm cutting these a little short because I don't want them that long. But pretty much this is going to be done. I don't think I did. Did I distress around here? No, I distressed around a piece of ephemera, but not the card after I cut it. It doesn't look like it needs it really. If you think yours needs it, you can distress yours. But yeah, just cutting these off a little bit because I think it's a little long. And I'll cut that other one off I showed you in the beginning. But this is a pretty quick little project when you do strips like that of the collage on the file folder. It goes quicker than little pieces, you know. So if you want a quick collage, just use strips like I showed you before I cut this up. And then you can make these little journaling cards / tags pretty quickly and decorate them any way you want. I just really like this little tie off here in the corner. It's kind of different instead of the tie off in the middle, you know, on like a regular tag. It's kind of fun to do something different. It's kind of shabby chic with the lace here and the gauzy fabric like this. So I think it'll look nice in my sewing journal. So let's cut these off. I was doing a little bit of being a little finicky with this one. Let me be less finicky and do this quicker. So I'm just going to snip it off here because I wanted them at different levels. I'm probably going to do it wrong now. No, that looks good. Yeah, I wanted those two at different levels. You know what I mean? Like one shorter, like layer. So this one would be longer and this one would be shorter. This one I'm just going to do it quick. Make a quick little cut and be done. So you can get as finicky as you want or less finicky and just cut it off. And that looks good too, right? I mean, it didn't really pay me to be finicky on this one because they both look cute. In fact, I think this one almost looks cuter. So, yeah, that's the 2 new ones we just did. Did I miss anything? I don't think so. So there you go. Some quick, easy ephemera using some more of your pattern paper and tissue. And there you go. Some little snippet bits. You can use some of your fabric scraps, and there you go. You have some pretty little journaling cards. And of course, they can be any theme you want. You don't have to make a sewing theme. So yeah, I hope you all have some fun doing something like this. And if you do, let me know. And you know, just say hi to me in the comments, and I will talk to you all soon. Hope you enjoyed. Happy crafting. See you next time.